Thanks in advance for the excellent work of ICARUS. Today we will talk about the digitized archival material from different corners of Europe. The birth of the Transmedia Exhibitions of European Digital Treasures Project. The content of this lecture will cover in an introduction, the Portuguese experiences and the Hungarian experience, and then we will make the conclusions, and in the end we will have a space for questions and answers to talk a little with you if you wish. Well, the European Digital Treasure Project is co-funded by Creative Europe program of the European Union and runs from 2018 to 2022. The partners of the project consortium are State Archives of Spain, that is the leading partner, the National Archives of Hungary, Norway, Malta, and Portugal, and the International Center for Archival Research from Austria, and the Munster University of Technology, previously Cork Institute of Technology from Ireland. The collaboration between us is based on the digitized heritage of the involved archives and the multidisciplinary work. We have a lot of other different kinds of work. And following the philosophy of Creative Europe projects, the EDT program has a wide range of complementary and intercultural activities, which are divided into four main areas. Here we have 4 packages. Work package 1 is about new business models for European archives in the 21st century. Work package 2 is about stories of history, and the work package 3 about working with new target audiences. And the 4th is about communication and dissemination. Well, and within work package activities, work package 2, the project aims to create 3 transmedia exhibitions in each archival partner countries. And the themes of the exhibitions are the follows. The construction of Europe, history, memory, and myth of Europeans over 1,000 years. And here we have one image. And the second theme is exiles, migration, flows, and solidarity. And the third is European discoveries, from the new world to the new technologies. Well, each of the 3 exhibitions had a leader, acting as the curator of the exhibition in terms of conceptualizing the exhibition, its main structure and content. And by exhibition 1, the construction of Europe, it was Hungary, the responsible. For exhibition 2, exiles, migration, flows, and solidarity, it was Norway. And the third, the exhibition 3, European discovery, it was Portugal. Well, this is the distribution of the countries and the themes. Well, and now we must ask, what is a transmedia exhibition? Well, it's a transmedia storytelling, is also known as a multi-platform storytelling that uses multi-platforms, various digital technologies, working together with cross-platform, media franchise, or adaptations. In this exhibition, the visitor can interact with different ways, different things, with original records of the exhibition, host archives, with digital reproductions. Here you have some digital reproduction shown on interactive displays. Some records are expanded with augmented reality technology. And we have also in the exhibitions merchandising products based on inspiring by the exhibition material. At this moment, I have a scarf that is one product from merchandising, and my colleague Doro has also a t-shirt with a product. Well, what do we have more? Video games and the quiz inspired by the themes of the exhibitions. Video slideshows, here is them, on the project and about merchandising products. And finally, what we have also, and you can see them on a digital format, we have the digital catalogs also. Well, this is the main activities from the project, but we have a lot of things to say to you about this project. But the focus of this lecture are the exhibitions, okay? So I will speak about the Portuguese experiences of creating and organizing the Transmedia Exhibition. Well, the National Archives of Portugal, Torre do Tombo, was responsible for Exhibition 3, European Discoveries from the New World to New Technology, as a leader. And in European Discover, Torre do Tombo aimed to show how the idea of discover innovation, facing challenges and finding solutions was a constant in the history of Europe. The three pillars of European discoveries are medicine, energy and industry, transports, and shipping. Seek to highlight the stories, events, and personalities that have contributed to Europe's many different discoveries. Up until the day of the opening ceremony, it has always been a long and hard process working with colleagues from different fields and with different expertise. It also required the involvement of specialist services, designers, historians, archivists, and companies, specialized companies involved in the construction and assembly of exhibition installations. Each archival partner selected a few pre-agreed number of documents for each exhibition. And the decision was not easy, as you must understand very well, because given the variety and range of documents available, all of us, we have a lot of documents. Well, but in the end, we must have only 43 documents were included in the European Discoveries exhibition, and from these we have only 9 which were Portuguese. Okay, but everybody has a lot of documents. Well, and we can show here some documents, Portuguese documents that were in the exhibition, original documents. Well, as you can see, many of them were exhibited in original, other were shown on the standard panels or the digital catalogs also. Records from the other partner archives were exhibited only in digitized version. And after selection, here you can see the panels with the documents. After selection, all archives had to provide a standardized description prepared by the archivists. And the documents had to undergo all the preliminary restoration and conservation measures required for digitization. If the document had not yet been digitized, the reproduction process had to be carried out so that the documents could be made accessible online. This was a condition. We must have the documents accessible online. Other relevant aspects were also taken into account, such as hiring a historian for each exhibition and a design architect to create a coherent visual identity for the 3 exhibitions. The historian's task was to contextualize the theme and subthemes of the European discoveries exhibition and to prepare the introductory text and the explanatory notes for each document. Finding a person with a high quality professional background and academic activity who would undertake to write on such a wide range of subjects in such a limited time was not easy because of his many years of work and collaboration with Tombo. Was the person that we find was Professor Henrique Leitão that accepted, so he became the author of catalog for this exhibition. The catalog texts then had to be converted into an abbreviated format so that they could be made available to the general public at the exhibition on standard panel and in digital catalogs, and translated from the national language into English. In parallel, work was also carried out in preparation of the additional texts for the archival records present by augmented reality technology, as well as the drafting of the quiz questions. The partner archives also had to develop thematic proposals so that could be the basis for appealing creative video games. And an addition, thanks to ICARUS staff, a video presentation of the archival partners, and the MTU was also produced. We have a video about this. It was also necessary to draw up the contract documents with the technical specification of the contracted designer, to open a public procurement procedure for the selection of the best offer and follow the well-pressed procedure. And created by design architect Liana Castro, the straight-lined and neutral colored furniture was very well suited to the spacious space and black walls of the exhibition hall of Torre do Tombo archives. Here is an image. This clean design allowed the Portuguese National Archives to display decorative elements inspired by the EDT logo and the iconography of the exhibited documents, which were very popular with visitors. Here is one. The following picture shows some of these elements which have already been exhibited in the 2 exhibitions already opened in Portugal, as well as some that will be an element of the last exhibition show. Here we have some of these elements that we prepare with laser equipment, are elements from, and I can show, okay, well, and now our next exhibition is number 2, Exiles, and will open on April 28th. So at this moment, my colleague Doro can speak about the Hungarian experience, similar but different from Portugal, no? But
but before I start, please show these 2 wooden cutouts that you have. Could you show those 2?
Okay, yes, I can show.
These are not used. They will use it in the next. I hope everyone can see it.
Oh, sorry, I think the camera is okay. This is one element that we will have in the next exhibition. Wow. And we have these also. You see? Yeah. Exiles and migration. Okay.
So this was the innovation of Portugal, and we envy them all because they look very nice. I think it's a very good idea.
This was possible because we have a special equipment here in the archive, and we think that can be more attractive for some people, because sometimes people don't pay attention enough in the documents, and so we need to alert them to the documents. Okay. So thanks.
Okay, so let's switch to the Hungarian experiences. I made 2 sections within experiences of creating these exhibitions, especially one, and organizing them. So we created, we were the leader partner in creation of the exhibition 1, Construction of Europe. So there we have gathered a lot of special information and experiences. And the second part will be how to exhibit and show all these 3 transmedia exhibitions in real life. Being a leading partner in creating such a new perspective of transmedia exhibitions, where there are 6 archival partners involved, and we have also very close cooperation with the MTU from Ireland. We have very close cooperation with designers, architects, historians. Anabela also talked about it. Now that was a very new thing to experience, actually. The basic concept to create the Construction of Europe exhibition was to present ideas, present visions that have defined Europe, rather than having a linear tableau of the European history. So we created 4 pillars to exhibition 1. Spirit of Europe covers European science, education, and arts. Diversity of Europe, it's in its name, so it covers European cultural, religious, and ethnic diversities. Multiple faces of Christianity presents many different aspects and fields of Christianity in Europe. And the Heritage of Enlightenment was a chapter about freedom, equality, rationale, and even women's rights. So what were our priorities when we created the conception? We after a very short time, we concluded that we cannot do a linear tableau, as I told previously. This was actually an adjustment to the partner archives and primary characteristics of their material. And at the beginning, we have started to plan with 8 pillars. And then we have had to shorten it enormously. Several of them were merged into each other and some were left out. I named 2, which was quite a hard time for me to switch. One was the symbolic representation of the abduction of Europa, or Europe, godmother of the continent, and the second was the presentation of money as a second language in Europe. And I found a picture where these 2 topics are in one picture. After we created 4 pillars from the 8, our archival colleagues, archivists, received the first proposals of the records, not just from the 5 other archival partners, but also from our member institutions. As you may know, National Archives of Hungary is a network of archives. We have 20 county archives also in the same institutions. So we gathered a lot of records, digitized material also from them. And then we had to reduce 120 proposals to 60. This is always a very hard birth. And to make it even worse, we knew that 60 will be too much. Remember, the Portuguese colleagues ended up at 43. So we had to also limit the 60 proposals a little bit further. So we ended up at 50. And we had some help from high school students from an international Slovenian-Hungarian camp. The campers had to see all these 60 documents in digitized version and say a pro or a con. So why they think it should be in the exhibition, or why should we miss the document out. So they had to be reasonable and say something about their decisions. And we took that into consideration when we made the final decision. So with this step, these students became kind of co-curators of Construction of Europe exhibition. And since European Digital Treasures project has an aim to involve the younger generation, the Generation X, into the archival world a little bit more, it was a win-win situation for everyone, hopefully. So this was when the campers discussed their decisions and pointed out some documents they liked. Actually, this document made it. So it became part of that 50 document. After this selection process, we made a comprehensive document description. And also, as in Portugal, restoration, digitization work was done. But we involved our historian a little bit later. And to be honest with you, I regret that part, because when he had the time to involve into the work, he was not able to change some parts of the concept, because it was actually too late for that. So he had less freedom than Professor Leitão had in Portugal. But how to find a historian who can understand such a wide range of time and topics, it was also a very hard task, not just in Portugal, but in Hungary. And I am pretty sure that it was in Norway too, for exhibition too. Our choice was Dr. György Majtényi. He was a former colleague an archivist, a senior archivist in the National Archives of Hungary, and works now as a college professor. His research interests include the social and cultural history of Hungary in the 20th century and history of Hungarian elite. Here he is. He made his introductory and contextualization work, and then a compilation and translation work began, or it went in parallel. So it was very tricky to make so much work in parallel, because we didn't want it to actually running out of time. So, of course, we made the translation from English to Hungarian for the exhibitions not created by us, and from Hungarian to English for Construction of Europe. We had to choose the original records too for each of the 3 exhibitions. Our primary reasons in choosing the originals was that they should be kept in Budapest to avoid a lot of transportations. Actually, only 3 posters came from a different city, from a county archives in Szabolcs-Szatmár-Bereg. They had to be diverse enough in appearance and also in type. So, for example, for exhibition 1, we will exhibit this silk sheet. This is a silk, printed and colored and painted silk sheet. For exhibition 2, we will show these posters. And for exhibition 1, we are showing now, at this very moment too, this site map of a quarantine station. We had some challenge how to choose an exhibition site. While in Portugal, Torre do Tombo gave the space itself for all the 3 exhibitions, in the meantime, in Budapest, we opened 1 month before COVID lockdown an exhibition, which, according to the original plan, was about to last for a year, and then the EDT 3 Transmedia exhibitions will be exhibited. But due to the lockdown, the general director decided to leave that exhibition in the main building of the National Archives. So we had to find very quickly and very effectively a new exhibition site, which is close to the headquarters building, which is easily accessible and can be used for our purposes. Because of that situation, we had to adapt all the plans what Liana Castro did, all the plans what the MTU did to this new place, which was a limited space actually. The new venue is at Várkert Bazaar. It's a very beautiful space. It's frequently visited by tourists. It has a very good public transportation. It's completely renovated a few years ago. It's very close to the National Archives main building. I admit her. But it's shorter. It's smaller, actually, way more smaller than the exhibition space at the National Archives building, because it was previously a wine cellar on the side of the Buda Castle Hill. This is how it looks from the outside. This is where the entrance is. And now exhibition 3 is our first. This is how it looks like now. Our colleague Tatiana and Carl was there at the opening, so they have some personal experience also about that venue. And hopefully we can welcome our colleagues for the next opening very soon. Okay. We had experiences also regarding how to exhibit and show the 3 exhibitions in real life. Actually, this problem with the venue was also a part of that topic too. So the original idea of a network of exhibition has been changed also due to COVID, because we had to modify the EDT schedules many times. Originally, it was planned to start maybe early 2021, but the building process should have started in 2020. It became also very clear that during lockdowns, it's not possible to transport furniture, to transport original records across borders. So everyone everyone became a new freedom to build its own exhibition on the spot. Each partner archive presents these 3 exhibitions during 21 and 22 on a different schedule. And as you were able to see, Portugal already had 2 exhibitions done with great success, and they are preparing for their final opening in a month, a little bit more maybe. In Hungary, we have the first exhibition only now, and it will close in April, and we will open our second exhibition in May. And the first exhibition that is now opened is coincidentally European Discoveries, that was put together by Anabela and her team. This is the timeline where you can see that Portugal made the first 2 from 2021 to January 22, and they will start there in April. And it also visible that, for example, Austria will start its first exhibition in May 2022. So there were different schedules. Yes, and both the Hungarian and Austrian, as well as the Portuguese and Spanish exhibitions will be synchronized together. So in our case, our second exhibition will be opened in early May, and one day after that, the colleagues and hopefully the guests will go to St. Pölten, to Austria, for seeing their first exhibition opening. And similarly to this, the last opening in Spain will be held in Sevilla. So it will be an easy thing to go from Lisbon's opening ceremony to Sevilla if somebody would like to do that. I have only some conclusions left. Opening ceremonies are organized in Hungary, Portugal, and in other partner countries also in the shadow of different waves of the COVID pandemic. We cannot yet be sure when the world will leave this apocalypse behind. and there is a new one, the war in Ukraine. Therefore, all those topics that these transmedia exhibitions cover are tragically actual. In a meaning of one is about core values of Europeanness, another one is about migration, fleeing wars, and a third one is about pandemic situations. And actually, we didn't know that when the decisions of the main topics of these exhibitions were, so you may call us Cassandras, but it's very sad that this is so actual. The catalogs of the exhibitions are already available on the website. You can see here. And after each exhibition openings, the national language versions of the catalogs are frequently uploaded to the website too. Here is the website. And here is exhibition materials. And if you click it, then you can see the digitized catalog versions here. English and all those native language versions that were already opened. You will find other downloadable or online available contents there too, like the brochure of the merchandising products. So you will find the scarf Anabela is wearing, or that Spanish t-shirt I am wearing there too. The video presentation of the 3 exhibitions made by ICARUS, an edutainment app, all the games, the RPG game called Digital Treasures, the quiz, the memory matching game, and an infinite runner game too. Access to the Archival Literacy online course. So this is it. You will find many news at digitaltreasures.eu or at social media sites. And this is the last slide of this PPT, where there is my sweet colleague Anabela. There is our colleague Maria, who sadly cannot attend to this presentation, but originally it was planned that she will be with us here and she will do the introductory words, and myself. And we would like to thank for Stella and Carl for their help too. So this is it. I thank you for your attention. And I will give the room back to Stella, Carl, or anybody who would like to ask. Should I close the sharing?
Yeah, maybe.
Yes,
Thank you very much, Sarah, and thank you, Anabela. It's a very impressive presentation, I think, and I suppose that most of us were very interested and impressed by the work you have done. So I think that now, if you agree, we can ask all people who joined us if there are any questions about. Okay. Now it's I don't know what happened. Sorry. So if there are any problems, you might also write your questions in the chat, and we'll try to pass them to our speakers.
Oh, and Tatiana was so kind that she put the link into the chat. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And there's also the website, the general website of the project, where you can find also all about the gadgets and whatever. Personally, I was very interested in this thing that you have done in Torre do Tombo, Anabela, with this beautiful wooden objects. Is that something you would think you will implement also in future exhibitions in other cases?
I don't hear what your question.
I just wanted to know if you think that you will implement this this machine that does these objects also in future exhibitions, if you're going to apply this also in future.
Yes, we think that is very positive, this kind of elements in the exhibitions. Because sometimes young people, especially young people, when they see documents, they aren't so attractive for them. But if you put in the wall, for example, one thing like this, this, and he pay attention and he say, what is this? Why is, and he wants to see the document. And then is an alert to the importance of the documents, you know, because sometimes they don't pay attention for the records. They want only video games and play. Okay, in this project, we pay attention of this kind of ways. We need to change the way to show documents with games, with quiz and so on. And I think is very positive if we change the way to pay attention. Okay. Well, but at this moment it's too difficult for everybody because the situation, the pandemic situation, cut a lot our visitors. And we can't say with we would like to have more visitors, but the situation is not possible, you know. At this moment, we have again a new pandemic situation, more people we can't control and so on. And this is not positive. And I'm happy with this, with our exhibitions. We have this situation, but I think in the future we are thinking in the future repeat these exhibitions because we have a lot of work and a good work here for everybody, and we need to show this in other places of Portugal, in the north and in the south. Next years we will show these exhibitions again.
Okay, thank you very much, Anabela. I think Dorottya raised her hand. Is that, do you want to ask a question, please?
Yes, I don't want to ask a question, but mostly I would like to express my words of congratulations for this project. I really enjoyed it from the very first steps, not only because one of the National Archives document is part of the project, but especially because it addresses, it targets the two non-academic component users, and this is the young people and the seniors. And I didn't work with the seniors, but I did it with the young people, and I know how hard it is to get their attention and to make them interested on some history matters. And this approach of the project is really efficient to have their mind on what is happening there. So congratulations, a very good idea. All the games, transmedia objects are I'm sure are very welcome to the people, to the users. I'm really excited. I hope I will get some too.
Let us know, please.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay.
Actually, we have that archival literacy course that is also one tool when we are able to reach the teachers, and via the teachers the children, to show them what an archive is, what is their own personal archives at home, including their, I don't know, passport, ID card, letters, etc., etc. And what documents we do have, what can resemble nowadays problems. Because actually, yes, they are very painfully actual now.
Well, I would like to say one thing more, that at this moment we don't finish, but at this moment we finish 2 exhibitions and a lot of activities. And what I can say is that we have a lot of people from the archive working in this project. Aren't only 2 or 3 persons that do this. We are a lot of archivists and other colleagues that are working in this project. And for example, we don't speak a lot about the communication and dissemination that is done by ICARUS, but is very, very important. If we don't have a good team to do this work, we haven't visibility. Well, so ICARUS and the colleagues from archives have done a good work also. So thanks for you. Okay. Well, more some question?
Okay, if we don't have the, oh, we will
I have one. Yes, please. So I'm probably the only one from Norway I see here. I was wondering if you could say something about the application process to the European Union Creative Europe. We have seen rumors that it's very complicated and time-consuming, and it's not sure that your application will be run for financing.
Actually, Anabela and myself, we were not involved in that thing. I don't know whether Carl was or not, but maybe Miguel can shed a light on that.
Yeah.
Yes, it's difficult to get these projects. Actually, only 17 projects was past the selection, and our project received 81 points out of 100. So it was very, very well evaluated. But yes, we had to hire an external consultant company to help us with the reduction of the project and to try to get more points. So it's quite difficult. You have to detail everything very much. The technical part, the budgetary part, that it's quite difficult. But yes, the project received a great evaluation after this.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear this, because this is what the rumor says. It's so complicated that you need a professional consult.
Yes.
This is not how it should be, I think.
Yes, first time we try alone, but we didn't succeed. So the next year we try with this consultant. Now we are getting more experience, and I think we are able to do more or less, but yes, in my opinion, it's necessary to have this support to get these projects.
Now you are the consultant.
No, no.
No.
I'm trying.
Thank you very much. It was it is, and it was a very nice presentation. I'm very pleased to see. But the rumors are some kind of
true.
truth. Yeah.
Thank you.
So are there any other questions? So Vlakas and congratulations to the EDT partners from, I suppose, from Byron. Well, I think if there are no other questions, we may say goodbye and invite everyone to visit the ICARUS website, where you can find all the announcements about other lectures that are planned in the future. There's no fixed date yet, but the website and all our social media, so Facebook and Twitter, are constantly updated with the new lectures and all activities. And for those who are interested in the ICARUS lectures that we had in the past months, I invite everybody to have a look at our YouTube channel, where you can find the registrations of previous lectures, and you will find even the lecture of today, but of course it will take a few days to upload it. So then, Anabela and Dorottya, we thank you very much for your very, very interesting presentation, and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Have a nice day.
Bye.